Hello and welcome back to the Cove with more EU4 Russia. So in our relentless pursuit to fight the Ottomans and win this time, we're doing pretty well and we have expanded fairly nicely. Recently over here in the east, as we are waiting on a little bit more military power before we can get that final idea militarily to help us fight against the Ottomans. So with all of that being done, let's go ahead and see if we can declare war on the Japanese. Now, they have a couple of provinces here. They're fighting them. Let's see, 7,000. They'll probably win this battle. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and declare war on them. We currently have a bunch of cores against them. So we're going to try and cash in as many as possible. I don't think we're really going to wait around too much. I think we'll just... Yeah, I think we're just going to attack now, take what we can, and we'll come back at a later date. We're not going to wait for these guys to finish their fight, because I don't think that there's really that much of importance. And if these guys win, we get to fight them sooner after this peace agreement, if not the other way around. So either way, we're going to win. Now, the one thing we do need to check is to see if Japan has any cores on these lands, because we did just take them and we're coring them up. And if we fight someone who also has cores, we will not be able to core them. Apparently only Korea has some, which I am totally okay with. So that means we are in the clear. So with that in mind, let's check out. Japan has military level 19 tech. That is the same as us, which is pretty good. However, I think we should be in a better position than them. We have far more men. Yeah, 36,000 versus their potential 40. Ooh. Do outnumber us, but you know what? Mountains versus woods. I think we should be able to scare them, or at least fight them decently. So, what we're going to do is, get time started. And we'll see what they do. If they separate their armies, we'll jump on the 12 stack as quickly as possible. If not, we will... Yeah, we'll just see what they do here, because again, 40,000 to our 38. We could technically manage this if we take a good fight, but if we can take more battles, that is better. As a show of superiority war, we need to win multiple battles, not a single one here nor there. So, in the meantime, we're going to let a little bit of our overextension burn down, which is always good, and maybe pick up a couple of conversions. Alright, so that's all fine and dandy. Make a little bit of money, and we will also increase our ports that are on the border with the Ottomans. Okay, so in the meantime, what do we want to do? We have options for trade efficiency, supply network, or improve relations. I think at this point we're just going to go for the money. We can upgrade him, so that we shall. And yeah. 11 and 15, that is not too bad at all. Our power projection is nice and high, so that's good. In fact, we should probably go ahead and insult somebody. Let's go ahead and insult the Ottomans. They've been around for a little while, and I think it's been a while since we've done one. So let's go ahead and send... Actually, what we'll do is we'll send a regular insult to Shun. That will give us 5 power projection. And then, with our other diplomat, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing against you guys, except we shall scornfully insult them and gain a little bit more. So let's go ahead and do that too. That will be nice. Alright, and they are slowly building up their manpower reserves, so we should definitely keep an eye on what we can do. Sabotaging recruitment or sow discontent. 2 very good options. But I think we'll go with the sabotage recruitment. Yeah, minimize their manpower recovery speed by 20% is fairly substantial. So let's go ahead and do that. That will help us when we fight them. They have 226,000 men. That's fairly comparable, but we do have a lot of manpower, so we will sabotage them where we can. Alright, and I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I think that's fine. So, where are you guys moving? Japan is moving across into some other territory. In fact, That is also mountainous terrain. That's a bad part. There is some woods. 22nd, if we were to move there, when would we arrive? On the 18th. So let's just wait a couple of days. See if they lock on in, or if we could beat them there. Okay, so that's 26,000 men. We could get there on the 24th. They will get there 2 days before, and unless we force march, yeah, we could take that as a defensive fight. So I think that that's what we're going to do. We're going to cheese them as we have intelligence on their movements. Let's go ahead and declare the war. We'll go Holy War. I think that's the best thing. Less aggressive expansion, extra prestige, and the same cost as everything else. Yeah, there's no reason why we shouldn't. So let's go ahead and confirm. And now we will race on in here. And Japan will even get a crossing penalty as well as the malice for attacking us in the woods, which is just a very beautiful, beautiful idea. So hopefully we roll well. So far, so good. We have a pretty solid front line compared to theirs. And there we have it. We have our first victory, which is nice to have. So where are they going? They are going back in this direction. So let's go ahead and follow them down. Follow them and see if we can chase them out. Do we have... we don't have any military access, but that's okay. We will sort that out. We have an unlawful territory from Nassau. Hang on a second. What's going on with the HRE? That seems ridiculous. Yeah, apparently they are the Emperor. Good grief, this is a ridiculous game. In fact, let's quickly check things out at the moment. So, France has expanded massively. They're in a fair bit of Italy. They're working their way up into the north of Europe, eating solidly across... oh, maybe they got the Burgundian inheritance. Yeah, that's possible. Okay, Bavaria is nice and strong. Venice is doing reasonably well. Yeah, it's quite an interesting game. And we have Spain. Portugal's also done pretty good. In fact, let's go check out the New World. We have... oh, wow. Okay, Portugal has done impressively decent job. A little bit of the Brits here and there, which is to be expected. French Colombia. Portugal, yeah. Okay, so basically Portugal and England really are the two dominant powers, but England is a fair way behind. Oh, sorry, Great Britain, I think. Yeah, that's a crazy game, and the fact that they've already dealt with so many of the natives there, that's pretty reasonable by 1637. All right, but enough with them. We're here for our conquests, so let's go ahead and focus on what we can control, like chasing down our enemies. So let's make sure that we go ahead and turn off that force march. We don't need to be wasting any military power. After all, we do want to be taking them in battle. Can we go... oh, we can't fight Japan over there. That is tough. Okay. Where on earth could you guys be retreating? Maybe to the furthest extent. So I suppose we're just going to have to turn around and see if we can catch them. Oh, and they are... oh, you know what? Oh, pause the game. We've already locked in. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. We'll go for the main stack anyway. That is worth taking on. We outnumber them a pretty severe number. And I think they'll go... let's run around this way and make sure that they can't reinforce equally with a couple of units. Although, they seem to be taking their sweet time about it. So, you know what? We'll head this way anyway. Yeah. We'll head this way, see if these guys come into our lands. Maybe we can intercept the smallest stack. Whichever way we do it, it should be beneficial to us. Yep, and it does look like we're going to get there. So they'll be there on the 11th. We will get there on the 19th. Can we force march and get there before them? 19th? Yeah, no, we can't get there any quicker. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and shift consolidate, make sure our front line is far stronger than theirs. we should be able to have a fairly good fight on our hands. Alright, let's see how this battle goes. Alright, so they are in mountains, which is not ideal. But I don't think they're going to get to reinforce in time. Yes, in fact, they might just be bringing in more men for us to quickly pounce upon, which I am very keen to see. Yeah, we lost a lot more men than they did. No? It's about comparable, so not ideal, but we can handle it. They're heading over to there. Let's see, can we catch you out on our fort? Yes, we can. So that's what we'll do. Let's go ahead and see. 4th of June. Right, so as the month ticks over, we'll quickly go ahead and reinforce this yet again. Just to make sure we get every possible man into the field. And there we go, shift consolidate. A second then, I forgot which button was the consolidate. And there we go, 1,000 men gone, excellent. Let's pace you over to here as well. Yeah, this should be a fairly easy win if things keep going in this direction. At the moment, Japan only has 24,000 men. Yeah, we outnumber them. That's all that matters. We should be able to take these battles nice and comfortably. Alright, so the question is, where are they heading? They are heading far away as possible. Well, can't really blame them for that. In fact, they're heading in towards some of our land, it seems. Okay, so we're doing a little bit of a ring around the rosy. I suppose that's a one way to get a little bit of reinforcements before we fight. But unfortunately that will not save them from us because we have now even better position militarily as we've just picked up our final idea for quantity ideas. So let's go ahead and see about policies. What do we want? Well, first of all, goods produced modifier. That is well and truly worth 1 diplo power per month. That would be a foolish thing to leave behind. Now, the only other thing is national manpower modifier, or mercenaries, or morale of army, and recovery of morale. I think we'll go ahead and pick up the morale of armies and morale reinforcement speed. That is always good, helps us avoid getting stack wiped. And do we care about an extra 10% manpower? Honestly, I don't think we do at this stage. We'll save that for a later date. Okay, so it turns out they're hiding in some territory that we cannot move towards. That's very clever. Alright, well, either way, let's hang on out here for a second or two. They are in steppes, so that is decent terrain for us to be fighting upon. They're trying to siege down our... Ooh. You know what? Well, let's wait a month. We should be able to... There we are. Crush their army. No military access until they control it, and that we can certainly deal with. So even if we lose this single fort, that will be fine. They'll have lost most of their manpower. Also, attrition will not be helping them. Alright, but in the meantime, what do we have? We have the Kuma requests privileges. Burgers gain 2% land, and we gain 2 base tax in Alista, or they become a little bit unhappy. Oh, you know what? I see no reason why we cannot give them a little bit of land. We can take that back the moment we've finished this war, which will be fine. Also, make sure that we go ahead and keep converting these Catholics. We don't want heretics. They are our least favorite of all of the people. Heathens, that's understandable. They don't know the truth. But heretics, that is inexcusable. Alright, now we can keep on working on those cores, which is very nice. We can take that battle, and we stack wiped the remnants. That's what we want to see. Let's bring you over here. We should be able to catch them. Oh, and they've black flagged. Okay, so Japan is out of the war. Sorry, Japan has finished their war, I should say. Alright, this is good for us. Alright, let's see. We have Prestige or Peasant Rebellion. rebellions. Whereabouts are they looking at rebelling? In the middle of nowhere. You know what? Fine. We can lose a little bit of prestige. I don't really want to deal with something all the way over there. That's just annoying. Alright, mercenary companies are available. That's always good. Where are you guys heading? You are heading down here. So I suppose we've already made the right choice. We just gotta hold out. They have rebels in some of their land. That's bad for them, but not our problem. And where are these guys going? They're heading down to Vladivostok. So let's move you over here. We should be able to catch them in the mountains. We may even be lucky enough to take that as a defensive fight. That would be the ideal. And yeah, they are heading on in there. Are they going to beat us to it? Alright, well, what can we do? Can we force march and beat them? 18th. Still, they get there on the 13th. There is no point. So I suppose we'll just go in anyway. It's not a wonderful fight for us, especially in the mountains, but we outnumber them 3-1, so that is more than enough for a quick stack wipe, I think. Let's go ahead and turn up the time scale a little and see what we can do. Alright, 6,000 men, that's fine. Let's go... Let's run towards their next fort. That's typically where the AI will retreat. So if we can catch them out there, all the better. Although maybe not. So let's move. Let's just follow them one step behind the whole way. See where they decide on going. They're going up along there. Fort zone of control is a painful thing. Alright, so you know what? We're going to turn the advantage to our way instead. So let's go ahead and stand on the fort. They only have 7,000 men, so let's go ahead and see. We have a 3 siege general. This is a level 4 fort, so we need 12,000 men. Let's leave all of our cannons and the majority of our... Yeah, let's leave our cannons and just a couple of infantry units. The rest we can bring back a single province. I think that should be fine. They're not going to attack us. We outnumber them on the fort anyway, so that is all well and good. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and do a few other things around our nation. I think... Ooh, what have we got here? Uppenkra? Oh, sorry, Uppenkra. That is for... What do we gain out of doing this one again? Ah, yes, uprising progress. How are we doing with the rebels? We are doing fairly decently. I think we can wait a couple of months, see if we can sort out some of those missionary rebels and whatnot, those zealots who currently live there. Let's go ahead and maybe build a couple of buildings. Yes, we're going to go ahead and get those forts working, like we said we would. So, where haven't we upgraded something? We need one here. We should also probably go ahead and do one in... there is woods, and then there is steppe and more woods. Now we'll do a couple of those. That should be useful. Some of those need a couple of levels. And for everything else, anything good for trade? Can do a couple, so we may as well go ahead and do that. After all, trade is incredibly powerful in the game. And I think that will do for now. So, yeah, now we've just got to sit back, relax, and see how long it takes us to siege down a place. In fact, let's go ahead and break up this stack a little bit. We'll bring... Let's bring all the cavalry and half of the infantry. We'll select them, and we will break them up. So 6,000 can go this way, and 1,000 can go that way. And we'll just slowly start to branch out and siege down all of this, but with a good and healthy infantry stack there to reinforce, just in case they decide to get a little bit game and want to attack us. Yeah, we don't really care if that's the case. Alright, so occupations going well. This is a level 4 fort. We need 12,000 there too. So in that case, I think we'll bring these men over there. we'll siege down 2 extra ones, and then yeah, let's go ahead and bring you guys together. Crimea is already taking back our fort. That is very good of them. So I think if that's the case, let's go ahead and let's go ahead and deal with some of this. All right, so what have we got here? Benefits of Scotland. Norway's opinion of Russia has improved, but I find that a little funny. They're due to be annexed in 8 more years. So, all right. Shady people visit us. What do they want? They want to see if we're corruptible, more or less. So it's buy network construction plus 20%, or we can refuse. Well, you know what? We're going to accept this. For the next 5 years, that's fairly decent. May allow us to do a little bit of extra nasty things to the Ottomans, so I think that's a good idea. Let's also go ahead and chase down their army. I believe we already have kicking war score, so this should be good. They're definitely not going to be able to take on Crimea, so yeah, if we come on in around the side here, we should have them entrapped. And apparently Mongolia now exists. I guess Japan forced them to release a new nation. Okay, but either way, politics have now occurred. There is a petition near the Tsar of Russian court that can be very hardy unless you belong to one of the few old families with a long tradition of service. Okay, so people are unhappy with how things are going. Let's go. Extra legitimacy and loyalty from the boyars could be nice. Or lose 10 legitimacy but gain an inquisitor. Honestly, we don't need an inquisitor. We're doing fairly well ourselves, so let's go ahead and we'll take this. Hang on a second. Yeah, the Opchina. Let's go ahead and use that. If we're going to gain free progress, we may as well use it. And that'll help with some of our rebel factions. So we'll take that comfortably. There we go. That is good. Alright, so now what we've got to do is, let's see, 12,000 men I think it was we needed. We have 13 in total, so that should be fine. In fact, do we have a spare general? We should see if we have a spare general. Not one with siege ability, so let's see if we can roll one. 2, 3, 3, 2. I suppose it's better than nothing. It should help, so yeah, let's run you on over there. That should start doing it nicely. We already have ticking war score. 39% is pretty good. And we're about to wipe out the remnants of the Japanese army. They have 27,000 men, but I don't think that they're willing to send them. They seem to all be quite comfortable staying on the main islands of Japan. Alright, and we did win that siege. So that is good. So now all that we need to do is come in a classic pincer maneuver and say goodbye to these enemies of ours. Oh, and okay. So now we have another ability. What do we want? We've already picked up admin efficiency and the yearly absolutism. Harsh treatments could be useful. Autonomy cooldown. Fort maintenance on border with rivals. I wonder if that's directly on the border or whether they count for the state. Either that or change rivals or the others. So you know what? I think we'll go... Let's go harsh treatment costs. I'm going to try and squeeze out a little bit of extra absolutism, which we gain from suppressing our rebels. And I think we could be in a prime opportunity... Sorry, yeah, a prime position to go ahead and do that. So I think we will. But we'll let them be angry for now. We'll do these things. And so now let's see. Any rebels seeking independence? So they are rebels, subjects rebels. Can you take care of things yourself? I think they can, so that's nothing too bad there. Orthodox ones, that is for... Is that Tibet? I think that's Tibetan. Okay. Let's just go with ours for now. They're the ones we can handle. Harsh treatment, 53. Sure, why not? That seems good. These guys, how much is that? 31. That's an agreeable amount of power. Can't do anything here, nor there. Yeah, they need to become a little bit bigger before we can truly suppress them. Yes. Alright, so with that in mind, let's go ahead and just quickly siege down the land that we want to take. I think that should be good. Alright, so let's bring everybody up to there. West Viatia. One. And I think that should pretty much be this war sorted again. In fact, we could also attack Mongolia if we so desired. Japan would not join on in, neither would Jiangsu. Yeah, they seem to both be guaranteeing them or have some kind of agreement with them in place. But I guess it doesn't really matter to us because we are big, we are strong, and we can do what we want. Alright, we've lost another military leader. Not ideal, but we'll get to that in time. We'll make sure that our armies are in good position before we do go to war. Or at least go to our next war. And we've almost finished all of our conversions. Only a couple left for Russia, so that's good to see. And yeah, so what we're going to do here is we're going to start splitting up into small 3 stacks, I think. And I think that should about do 3 or 4. Yeah, that seems pretty good to me. Alright, time to carpet siege. Excellent. That will be very good for us. Already at 49% war score, which is fairly nice. And I think we might just go ahead and finish this war off. I think that would be good. So, with that in mind, we're just sieging things down. Let's go ahead and see what we could get if we did sue for peace. Let's go and see. We can go ahead and pick out all of our claims, which should help give us a mission as well. So anything extra is a bonus, but these are what are truly desired by us. So we can take all of the coastline. Yeah, that's really good. Right, now the question is, would they ever give us any land on main Japan? We need, what is that? Well, connection by land is the issue. Okay. Otherwise, we could have almost done that. Okay. Let's see. Can't take any of that incognito land. Can't do anything here. That's technically not connected still. But we could possibly take a lot more money. And I think that that's what we'll do. So let's just go ahead and make sure that everybody is doing what they should. And by that I mean sieging every little piece of land down in the area. We'll run you across there. You can head... Yep, okay, cool. We'll get the pop-ups to go away. We'll send one of you here and the other one there. And that should be all she wrote. Alright, so there goes the siege. That is nice. In fact, we can quickly pick up these ones first. It's only going to be a question of how much land we can take without getting onto Japan proper. So let's check out what they have. They have a couple of heavies, they have a couple of light ships, and a good number of transport. Okay, so you know what? This is actually quite doable. We could create our own navy. If we did maybe, 5 or 6 heavy ships, and then maybe a couple of transports, and yeah, we could build up a bit of a navy on this side of the coast. I think that is a splendid idea. And you know what? We'll even have the money to do so. I think that's really good. Just make sure that everybody is doing everything in the meantime to help us get to the objective. Of course, speeding up time instead of slowing it down is always going to help. Quickly sort through all of those, and let's see. Is that enough for our peace agreement? Well, almost. Still a couple of reasons out to give us that big chunk of change. They will do that next month. They are a fierce negotiator, which is a pain. We could have got a little bit more. But you know what? 700 ducats is pretty good. We'll get claims for most of this afterwards, so I think that that will be fine. Let's just see. Yeah, we have the... Oh, wait, we've lost the reason. What's going on there? Length of war still? Alright. Well, we're just going to chill out for a little bit until they are ready to come to peace with us. We'll bring all of our other armies back together. No point in devastating land that's about to become ours. That does not help us in the long run. We'll also make sure that we deal with our lands first. And I think that should be pretty good. So, separatists, yeah, not a big deal. In fact, go ahead and put a general on you and say, would you look after our little Prussian vassal just for the time being? I'm sure they're probably sending men over to this fight. They are pretty good at joining us in battle, so I think that'll do. Bring you guys over here, make sure that we know what we're dealing with. Conversion's successful, and I think, if all is right with the world, we're now back to a point of nothing. Okay. We do have the active war score, do we not? Alright, so we can get an extra 13 war score, which isn't insignificant. We've finished up a bunch of cores, which is really good. That should make things a little bit better. Okay, and now we can take whatever we want. Let's go ahead and we can afford the admin power. Actually, no, that'll make us lose an advisor. Who is the advisor we don't want to lose? Production efficiency? No way, Jose. We can make the Christians unhappy. After all, they're mostly heretics, so we don't really care about their opinions. Yeah, so let's go ahead, and I think we'll just peace out here. I think that's fairly good. We will drop the money just to see if we can finagle something, but that's not going to happen. We're going to need to take... Yeah, we're going to need to take some more land. Maybe even see there. We should probably go ahead and steal the maps. That would be a very useful thing. You know what? Yes. Let's say no to that. We'll take all of the money. Did we get war reparations in this deal? No, we did not. Now the question is, do we want the war reps? Yeah, I think we do. War reparations are fairly good for us, and we don't ever have to share them. 375 ducats is pretty good. So there we go, we will take that. Let's go ahead and convert some of our new land. 15, 21, we'll go with these ones first, just because they're going to make the biggest amount of trouble. And I think we'll even go ahead and wait. Oh, no, what? No, we're not going to bother wait. We're just going to go ahead and manage our overextension. We're going to core... We're going to core all, except for maybe this one here, which we will convert first, because we will get ourselves another missionary in just a fraction of a month or so, a month or two. So let's, yeah, we'll make sure we rebel suppress for our brand new territory, which I think should be fairly good. And I think that is where we will call it for today. So if you do want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and especially as we get ready to go to big war. So until next time, thank you for tuning in to the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.